Hello! The purpose of this speech today is to express to you why these 5 objects in this laundry hamper are important to me. The significance of the laundry hamper is, first of all, my mother is always constantly telling me to put up my laundry, and so this actually occupies a lot of my time, and it's also the only object or crate big enough to contain my 5 objects, as they are very large. The first object is a picture of my grandmother, and it was taken when she was only 16 years old. So first of all, it's really interesting to see her at a different age and see what she was like during that time. Second of all, I have the dress now that she's wearing in the picture, if you'd like to see it again. And third of all, I kind of feel like I would fit better during the time where she was in her teen years than I do now, because I occasionally feel like I actually popped out of the 1940s. She's also my namesake. Her name is Katharine, and my name is Katharine. My second object is a book entitled What Would Barbara Do? And it's important to me, first of all, because my mentor during high school and middle school, Beth Wortley, gave it to me. And second of all, it's important because Barbara is a reference to Barbra Streisand, and since I'm interested in musical theater, she's ended up being one of my idols. So this book actually is really relative to my life because it kind of ends up being, it's a little silly, but a guidebook nonetheless to how a musical theater fanatic should run their lives. My third object may seem a little strange. It's actually a can of Easy Mac, or I guess a box of Easy Mac. I went to Rhodes College last year, which was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I spent a great deal of time studying in my dorm room. And there were 3 girls in the room, and we had a microwave, and I had the water fountain outside, so the easiest meal that I could concoct after the cafeteria closed at 8 p.m. was Easy Mac. So even though I'm not at Rhodes anymore, and I'm taking this year to take classes at home, it reminds me actually of all the time I spent studying in the dorms and eating lots and lots of Easy Mac, which I didn't even like before college. My fourth object is kind of large. It's a guitar. My mother will recognize this. My mother bought this in the 1970s for $10. A guitar now would cost a considerably larger amount of money, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And even though the metal strings kind of hurt your fingers now because they've got a little bit of rust on them, I taught myself how to play guitar on this guitar actually my sophomore year in high school, and I used what I knew from piano to apply it to the guitar the best I could, and so that's kind of fun. And my mom can still actually play 3 or 4 songs more or less on this guitar, so it has a long history and it stays in my room with me. My fifth and final object is a baton, which you might not be able to see from the camera, but all of you can. This baton was given to me by Ed Long, who was the head of the Fine Arts Department at Hockaday, which is the high school that I attended. He mentored me in conducting 2 or 3 times every week for 2 years actually, and I became the school's high school conductor. So that was my first official baton. Until then I'd been using pencils to conduct with, and the batons that he had let me borrow. And then one day I was rehearsing for dance with Beth Wortley, who gave me the What Would Barbara Do book, and Ed Long came into the auditorium and held up a baton that he decided that he was going to give to me as my first baton. So that also stays in my room and is very important to me. Basically, these 5 objects and the laundry hamper are very important to me because they're all representative of aspects of my life that mean the most to me, which are family, like my grandmother, friends, like Ed Long, Beth Wortley, and my friends from Rhodes with the Easy Mac, and music, What Would Barbara Do, my baton, and my guitar. Thank you very much.